people identify the individual as someone who is a proponent of an ideology, and they believe that when they want to take out the ideology, they have to take out the person.
In terms of the maturity of accepting difference of opinion, Singapore, we on top.
Because we don't talk about these things.
We do what? We
no, but not in the way that they do it. Because if Charlie Kirk were a Singaporean, he would be in jail.
Yes.
Actually, he would be in jail. I mean, we don't allow things to escalate to that level because in a way, we make sure that, if you want to talk about shit,
we have regulated free speech.
Yeah, there was this one line that I think Charlie Kirk has said. So you try to imagine if it's transported into Singapore context, and you say, if I see a Malay pilot, I will question if the guy is qualified.
Oh my.
Because he said that about a black person.
Really?
In the US, So can you imagine if he had said that in Singapore, so publicly on that kind of platform, he would be taken down.
True.
Our laws make sure that we don't get there. If you try, you'll be taken down.
Which
if
makes sense,
right? You want to talk, you talk responsibly.
We have covered a lot of different people on this show. For example, let's say if No Deros got assassinated.
Oh my God.
And then people here celebrating. I would have never
Don't be saying
imagined
that.
Or maybe Kelvin Cheng assassinated. Then people here are celebrating. I don't think our people are doing that. Although there's strong difference of opinion.
Very strong difference in opinion, yes.
So for that to happen there, that's why I'm thinking it's crazy. Charlie Kirk recently got assassinated for, I don't know, is this a political assassination?
Actually, the official line is we don't know yet because they're still investigating. But you were following the story, right? Quite closely.
Yeah, I was quite affected by the news. Not because I am a fan of Charlie Kirk, no. I'm a fan of debates. I like to see different, it's like I like the Mahdis, the Hassan Nabis, I like Charlie Kirks, the Ben Shapiros, the Kendens, Owens and all that. I'm a big conservative follower of the stupid politics in America.
But that's the thing, it's a very American thing, right?
Yeah, it's very American,
Nobody is like that in Singapore, right?
Yeah, so I saw that video where he was shot. I was like, Shallah, gila babi.
Did you see the close-up?
Yeah, I saw the close-up and then I was like,
and he's a podcaster.
He's a podcaster. And it resonated a bit here because that's what we do for a living, right? We sit down, we have difference of opinions, we clash ideas, and you'd have thought America would be more tolerant of shit like that, shit that we can't even discuss here.
That's true,
and for him to be shot, I mean, allegedly for difference of opinion, because I think the shooter allegedly have a trans lover also.
An alleged shooter. That's the thing. Everything is up in the air right now.
But I thought they caught him already.
They caught him already. Under investigation. And then after that, a 22-year-old guy. I'm thinking, what sort of rabbit hole of algorithms was he in to be able to be committed to do that particular, if he really did shoot down, to do that particular assassination, what goes through his head. And I can imagine, radicalisation is real lah.
Oh, it's so, because it would have been in such a short time, right? Because he's young. And by most people, they are saying that when he was growing up, he seemed like a normal, very well-adjusted kid.
It's apt to discuss, especially radicalisation here, when we talk about here in Singapore. The norm is when you hear radicalisation, you always hear
the Muslims.
The Islamist kind, whatever. But and I think he also got, but
we had one,
we had one, the right-wing person kena arrested.
Actually, more than one already, sadly.
And then we're talking about different forms of radicalisation. There's your manosphere radicalisation.
Oh my God, that's a whole other thing.
Then you have your red pill movement. You have your feminists.
Actually, what is red pill? I still don't know.
The whole
very
masculinity, whatever shit lah. Basically,
isn't that manosphere?
No, it's the opposite of feminism.
I see.
It's like the opposite of radical feminism.
Right.
Then you have your liberal left, radical liberal left movement, and then you have your conservative right.
Yes.
Like, there's so many forms, not only just religious. I would have never thought the left would take up arms to do something like that. They are the more, I feel more tolerant, more into discussion. But now it's more of like, because the ones who were celebrating his death were the left. Let's say like a political activist here got shot.
Okay.
And then Singaporeans,
unthinkable.
You can name one political activist here. I won't name who. Anyone from the right or left or centre, whatever shit, or one from the feminist movement, or one from like anti-FGM movement, whatever,
right.
got shot and killed. And then people on TikTok celebrating, Singaporeans celebrating. That would have been unimaginable.
It's unthinkable.
But in America, it's happening. I'm like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, so it's not surprising actually if you think about the level of polarization in their society, because it's not new. Like, we've known about this, and it's been a few years building since COVID actually. So actually, I'm pretty sure since even before COVID lah. Because remember, like they were saying how in the US, right, like politics was coming to a point where people will like give up on family. Like they will cut off ties with family members. Like, can you imagine that happening here? Like, mother is a WP supporter, for example, then
Don't talk to her.
yeah, you don't talk to her anymore. Like, it's that kind of level, which I mean, I hopefully here doesn't make sense.
It's like this lah. For example, I give you an example of why I feel it's shit in America. You know, we have covered a lot of different people on this show. For example, let's say if No Deros got assassinated,
Oh my God.
and then people here celebrating, I would never
Don't be saying that.
imagine
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Or maybe Kelvin Cheng got assassinated.
yeah.
Then people here are celebrating. I don't think our people are doing that.
Yeah.
Although there's strong difference of
Yeah,
opinion,
very strong
you know.
difference in opinion, yes.
So for that to happen there, that's why I'm thinking it's crazy.
No,
you
but
understand?
But there was a commentary by Min Shan on the fact that in US there's an increasing relevance of personality-driven politics.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
and that I think is a key difference from what we see years ago to today. I mean, individuals are coming forward pushing political agenda, and because of that, that personality-driven politics has taken on its own brand in itself. People identify the individual as someone who is a proponent of an ideology, and they believe that when they want to take out the ideology, they have to take out the person. So that's the scary, dangerous thing.
At this point of time, I'd like to claim, in terms of the maturity of accepting difference of opinion, Singapore, way on top.
I think we world class.
Is it that we are accepting of other opinion, or the fact that, you know, because we don't talk about these things? Because you were talking about Min Shan,
We do what? We do
no,
talk about
but
these
not in the way that they do it. Because you have to remember the way, like, if Charlie Kirk were a Singaporean, he would be in jail.
Yes.
Actually,
He would be in jail.
Yeah,
I mean, so it doesn't. We don't allow things to escalate to that level because, in a way, we make sure that, you know, if you want to talk about shit,
We have regulated free speech.
yeah, like in a way, you have to be responsible for things.
I think we understand how it works, human psyche, the ability to be self-aware, because not everybody has the EQ to accept difference of opinion. I mean, words sometimes it hurt more than physical actions.
There was this one line that I think Charlie Kirk has said, that because since his death, I mean, all of what he's used to say all came back out. So you try to imagine if it's transported into Singapore context, and he say, if I see a Malay pilot, I will question if the guy is qualified.
Oh my.
Can you? Because he said that about a black person.
Really?
In the US, yeah. Because he's against DEI hires, what he calls affirmative action, basically. So can you imagine if he had said that in Singapore, like so publicly on that kind of platform, he would be taken down.
True.
Wow.
So that's why we don't have that. It's not, I don't think that we are more understanding or we're more tolerant of that kind of sentiment. It's more that, you know, like our laws make sure that we don't get there. If you try, you'll be taken down.
Which
if
makes sense,
talk,
right?
You want to talk, you talk responsibly.
To me, the product of our version of free speech speaks for itself. At least we have a regulated society where people don't go around killing each other just because we disagree with our opinions.
I think we understand like cause and effect. Whatever shit you say, you got to be accountable for it.
Yeah, correct.
Things will happen. In a sense, we got to be appreciative of that. When I was much younger, I was of the opinion that we are quite strict in the ways that we regulate our speech. I was thinking, why is there no free speech or whatever? I'm not saying as I grow older, I appreciate like rules and regulations, but sometimes for humankind to operate in a safe environment, you need rules.
You need parameters.
You know?
But okay, so apart from the free speech side of things, right? Just one thing on the logistics of it. Because dude, like this was a young guy that shot. Was a sniper shot from
there was commentary.
the campus.
There was commentary on that. First, young guy, how did he attain that skill set? Two, the fact that he was able to bring in the machinery, the equipment into a university setting,
and to actually pull it off.
And I heard the one that reported him was actually his own father.
So I have been following several ex-military shooters on the deconstruction of that particular assassination, and many were saying, although from the untrained eye, you might look at it as someone who is highly skilled, but it's not. It's actually a very easy shot to do. And then he kind of like listed, I was following satirical shooter on his reels, and he was explaining, because he is a trained military sniper.
Oh, interesting.
And he was listing down all the noob mistakes that this guy was doing. And he said that if he was a military op kind of guy, he would have done this. Like, then it makes sense. It makes sense, like the distance, the kind of how he disposed the weapon, how he went down from the roof, how he ran after that. Like,
I see.
Those were the telltale signs of an amateur.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you can actually train for that shot, and that shot is not very hard to do.
But if it's not hard to do, then what? Are we going to expect more? That's even scarier.
It's It's a gun
It's
society.
a gun. It's a gun with a scope. Yeah, they can train. I mean, you have your own backyard to do your own shooting, and you can train shooting rabbits or whatever shit. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if another one happened, because the fact is, right, like there was the failed, actually there were two, right? Because there was the very big one that everybody knew that came out of it. Yeah. There was actually another one a few months later, right, at the golf course.
Oh yeah.
And then actually a few months back, some Democrat politicians were killed.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, nobody remembers them anymore lah. But like it happened. So I wouldn't be surprised actually if like maybe just a few weeks from now, even a few months from now, another such thing happens. So I think a lot of the American influencers, they've cancelled their public appearances, right? Because they're scared.
I think the reactions around the world has varied also. Like in the UK, there was this 1 million person march that happened in support of Charlie Kirk. These were the ultra conservatives, and they were very blatantly criticizing Palestine and all that kind of thing. But from the other side of the coin, we have people on Threads, especially. I don't know whether you follow locally. They were actually celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, and these were the people who are the pro-Palestine movement, and they're saying that Charlie openly and blatantly said that Palestine doesn't exist or whatever. So this was a time for them to celebrate. So you see not only the different spectrums of opinion, the different reactions, the polarity of these reactions happen not only in America, but it's actually around the world.
It is around the world.
And it's a scary thought. I mean, if you were to think about it, what peace we have here in Singapore, we must really protect it, because influence coming from all over and it's come knocking on our doors, and what will we do to protect this peace?
So it's funny, right? Because globally there's all this movement that's ideology driven, like anti-immigrant lah, whatever. But then in our backyard, because in our backyard there's been like 2 or 3 like massive revolution type situations happening, right? Nepal, Indonesia, just a few, I think was it 1 or 2 years back, Bangladesh as well.
Philippines also.
Philippines.
True.
So like, but over here, it's less of all of these like big immigration, whatever. It's cost of living actually.
Yeah. And disparity in income.
I'm quite thankful of that. Like our topics of discussion is, I mean, more boring in a sense, a bit bread and butter.
Yeah, actually that's
more
true.
real.
I think, our headlines right now, what's conquering our headlines is the closure of restaurants around Singapore.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So really, like we're talking about cost of living, rent. I'm like, hey, never mind. We'll have these. I wouldn't say they're group problems, but I would rather have these problems to face rather than whatever shit is happening around the world, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And we have to be careful about importing it, because some people do try to import this kind of shit.
How do you foresee, like, in the near future, in 5 years down the road, is it going to be, I mean, with Trump still in power, Netanyahu going apeshit with his blatant disregard for humanity, how do you foresee what's going to be happening in the future?
What do you mean? In what
yourself?
sense?
I don't know. You, in a negative, Darren, down the rabbit hole kind of predictive.
Wow, it's scary. I mean, like, to be honest, I feel very out of place, because I usually will go down that hole, right?
Yeah.
But because of how bad things have been, I don't even want to think about it. Like, it's that bad that I don't even want to think about it. Like, I'm focusing, trying to think more of like, how about just focus on Singapore? Let's focus on my own life. Because it's like, if you try to zoom out, it's really bleak, Because, I mean, international order is breaking down. Like what you were saying about Netanyahu, right? Like, it's gotten to a point where it is blatant. They don't even, like, it used to be a case where even if you want to break all these norms, right, you at least try to pretend, to justify with international law.
Yeah.
None of it anymore. They don't even care. It's just openly doing whatever the hell they want to do. And Trump just jumping in whenever he wants. There's no semblance of like, let's try to pretend that these things matter.
Okay.
Don't have. And for a country like Singapore, that's a huge... So if you recall, actually, when the tariff thing first came up, and this was like just a few months back, remember when we had Minister Shan, and then he was talking about how this is like, it's a once in a lifetime kind of shakedown order.
Yeah.
And at that point, nobody really understood it, right? Nobody really understood what gravity he was talking about. And in fact, during the elections, people were saying, government just fear-mongering. Look at what's happening now. That is what he was talking about. That is where we are at now. And it's only been a few months there since it started.
Fucked up, yeah.
There's going to be a big shift between like US powers and BRICS and which countries are going to join who. I think the most ridiculous thing is that nobody knows how we're going to shift. Like how global trade is going to change and who's going to be policing that global trade. And the fact that in the Middle East, there's all these things that's ongoing. And Netanyahu saying that he still wants to go for the Greater Israel thing, right? And I don't know, man.
More block-based. I mean, you can already see, right? Like we are moving more towards our own backyard. So like Malaysia, ASEAN, Indonesia, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like we are trying to diversify. We will never be able to replace the US in the short term. But at least, we put our eggs, diffuse our eggs out a little. Because the fact is we are an emerging area. Like our region, there's so much growth potential.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially for us, like, like our two neighbors, culturally, there's a lot of
Overlap
already.
Business is booming.
Yeah.
Here in Southeast Asia, we just came back from Surabaya.
Oh yeah.
Awesome time. I actually enjoyed it, Like, although I'm facing high cortisol, certain things that I can't eat, I'm thinking, once the competition is over, I will go to a proper trip to Surabaya and enjoy. I enjoyed
really Surabaya?
I think I enjoyed the. Have you seen? We ate at Fog, right?
Yeah.
And then right outside is bustling. There's so much energy, and if you notice. That kind of energy, maybe you would have seen it in KL, but KL is full of tourists. But Surabaya all locals.
There is locals, yes. It is a very
it's
local based
I
city.
felt, wow, this is some. It's like the Japan of Indonesia. Like.
Yeah.
Very kind.
That feels,
Surabaya, very kind people, nice people, good
very
vibes.
kind people, yes.
Right? And I want to spend more time sampling the street food. I think.
I would say, like, Indonesia in general, there are many kind people, bro. Like, I mean, if I were to just share Jakarta also, bro. Like, you see, when I was coming back on Monday, I was caught in an extremely bad jam. So I was doing
Are you sure that's not just a normal jam in Jakarta?
Yeah, that's true. But I was in my hotel room doing hearings, right? I had court hearings to do online on Zoom. Finished, then I rushed all the way to the airport, and my check-in counter was closed. It was an airline which didn't have online check-in.
Oh shit!
So usually I do online check-in, then I know I can buy myself an hour. Right? This time couldn't do online check-in. I reached close. Right? Then the guy looked at me, he said, "Pak, sudah tutup." Then I said, "Can help me?" Then he looked at me, "Okay lah, I help you." They are kind. They don't have an issue with going extra mile or whatever it is.
I mean, that's one way you say it lah. The other thing is they're a bit fast and with the rules lah. Fast and loose with the rules.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but Zal, like as an introvert, right? I'm curious because you say they're very kind, which I agree. But don't you find it a bit overwhelming sometimes?
Not in Surabaya, bro.
Because it's like everywhere you go, then they're like, "Oh, good morning." Like they
No. I'm okay with that.
As an introvert, really, you don't feel like, "Oh my god."
No, I don't. In fact,
Really?
that's why I say it felt like the Japan of Indonesia. I enjoyed. I enjoy going to Thailand, Japan, and now Indonesia. Especially like I want to discover
Exploit more.
No, I want to not exploit lah.
No, explore.
Explore. Yeah,
Explore.
Yeah.
We don't do exploiting, bro. Only Darren.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, and it's affordable lah.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Chill. So thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next podcast only on planb.sg. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
We'll see you next week. Bye bye.